The narrator right now, they mentioned the 1619 project, which had an issue with white Americans, and they want to connect that Black America with the Arabs and the Jewish, the brown Jews. Did you know that Arab Jews are not they're not in government. They have no control over the government. You know who controls Israel? White European Jews who have 2 passports. A matter of fact, I was listening to a program yesterday. There are so many Israelis, European Israelis, are going to these embassies in Israel and try to get their passport. If you have Polish heritage, they're trying to get Polish passport. They want to leave. They're not there. They're on vacation. They're never committed to the land. You understand? So these 2 douchebags, Stitch and Bitch over here, I don't know, is that their name? Stitch, Adam and Stitch, whatever their name is here. They are right now. The narrative is it's about being white, right? It's convenient when Jews want to be white when they want to, and they want to be Jews when they want to. You understand? So right now, these Zionist scumbags gonna cling to this right-wing bullshit.
He's racist.
Yeah, they're racist. Of course they're racist.
But the truth is too inconvenient for conservatives like, say, Christopher Rufo, who support Israel but have to make sense of the asymmetry of death and destruction in the region that is disproportionately borne by Palestinians. To do that, Rufo has popularized framing the left's interest in equality, be it racial equality, gender equality, or equality for Arabs living in historic Palestine, as reflective of an ethos which sees everyone as either oppressed or oppressor. Rufo argues that these categories are mapped unfairly onto racial categories of people like Black and white or Israeli and Palestinian, and that they serve as a kind of totalizing identity politics that lacks nuance and causes people to prejudge those in the oppressor group in a sort of reverse racism.
Well, look at that. Christopher Rufo, completely 100% correct.
Look at, she's articulating it here too. I'm pretty amazed by this. So but she's going to fight against it. She's going to say, "Oh, that's not the case. That's not what's happening here." Yeah, so I'm interested in what her argument is. That is not what's happening here.
Do you think she's going to give a good, deep, understanding, philosophical argument for why that's not the case in this situation?
Well, let me be honest with you here.
Don't be honest.
I'm more interested because I think it's going to be funny and we could probably make some jokes about it. Just to be honest with you.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you're honest.
A lot of it always breaks down to, well, we are on the right side of history, and when we do it, it's okay. They seem to understand that there's like a double standard going here, but they're like, but we're the victims. So look, if we do detestable things, you can sign off on it, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Since they started, have they made any sense? They have not made any sense. These are Zionist scumbags. They have not answered what she's saying. And they ran around. They took the issue with China, with Yemen, with the whole world, with this, and they turned it white against black. Go ahead.
But even in Zadie Smith's hypothetical, the criticism is not of the Jewish student's religion, but of her politics. Her commitment to Zionism as a political project is what's under scrutiny here, even in Zadie's own hypothetical. As much as Congress wants to make it so, anti-Zionism is not, in fact, anti-Semitism. And the politics of Zionism are ripe for critique. Palestinians are not abstract oppressed parties or victims in this scenario. They are quite literally being victimized by dumb bombs, drones, and sniper fire.
Oh, you missed Hamas. You forgot one.
Isn't that interesting? It's kind of like playing into the exact thing that Christopher Rufo was talking about, that she somehow misses that they're being victimized by Hamas.
Okay, now listen to this. Now they're being victimized by their own people. Listen to these motherfuckers. Listen to these.
That's right. Isn't that fascinating?
Well, look, I would put Hamas at the top of the hierarchy because, look, if you don't have Hamas, they wouldn't be victimized by any of those other people.
Yeah,
they are true victims in the sense that they are collateral damage in a war that's being prosecuted against Hamas. But if Hamas didn't start a war, would they be collateral damage, Sitch? I don't think they would be.
No.
Yeah, hold on. Let me answer these two assholes, right? The whole idea, if there's no, let's look at it. When you go to a doctor and you're sick, the doctor will say, Like me, Omar, I go to the doctor and the doctor say, what's, he will look at the symptoms. He'll say, Omar, what you have? Well, I got fever. I got a lot of pain over here, right down here. And I keep on throwing up. Oh, okay. It's your appendix. Let's go surgery. We got to get rid of the appendix. Hamas is the symptoms of the disease called occupation. Very simple. If the Jewish state is not occupying Palestinian land for the last 56 years, plus, let's say 76 years, if we actually want to really write it, Hamas is the product of the occupation. Hamas is a resistant. I'm not supposed to say the word H now, because we live in a fucking YouTube. I don't give a fuck. The Palestinian resistance is not victimizing the Palestinians. Really, according to international law, they have every right to attack Israel. The only issue I have with them is they don't have a right to attack civilians. They should have never attacked civilians. But if you're attacking military bases and military targets, under international law, you have every right to do it. And Israel has no right to defend itself. People are going to say, Omar, what are you saying? You crazy? You're biased. You're anti-Semite because you're saying Israel has no right to defend itself. Of course it doesn't. Under international law, an occupying power has no right to defense. That's like me coming into your house and start to rob your house. And then as you defend your house, like what they saying, listen, there would be no problem if Jack stopped defending his wife and kids from Omar, who's robbing the house. But you know what? Omar doesn't have the right to defend himself because I'm the one, I'm the attacker. I'm the aggressive one. You understand? I'm the one who committed the crime. So I don't have no right to defend myself. If the guy kills me inside the house, break my legs, do whatever he wants, he has every right to do it because I'm the intruder. Under international law, the Jewish state of the Zionist state is the occupier of Palestine. And under international law, whoever their name are, they have every right to defend themselves. But these two assholes say, well, they never mention Hamas. Stitch and bitch and ditch and witch here. What's his name? Stitch and bitch or Adam and Stitch? I don't know. I thought his name was Adam and bitch. I don't know. My English is not that good. So let's see what he has to say.
They wouldn't be. Yeah. That's exactly it. Sure.
So who's the victimizer here?
Yeah, here you go. It's not the idea.
Also, there's just this very interesting thing that they've switched from saying, Israel is going too far, Israel is causing too much collateral damage, which I think are all arguments people can levy. But they've switched that to, well,
it's a genocide.
Into you're just in favor of Zionism. You literally being in favor of Israel's right to exist as a country. That's the moral failing, and that's a pretty big leap from what the argument used to be, at the beginning of this conflict to what it is now, right? Which honestly, and it makes me think: is it really that big of a leap to go from anti-Zionism to anti-Semitism? Considering
there we go.
Just took?
There we go. These two guys are Jewish, Zionists. You see how they made the connection right away? Right away. Well, it took them a couple of minutes there. Well, anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism. So if you complain against Zionism, a racist ideology, an ideology that has killed more people, then you must be anti-Semite. This is the problem we have. It's like playing three-card Monte, if you ever heard it. If you ever go to New York and Manhattan, they have these guys. There's like 25 of them, and they're on the same team. One looks like a plumber, one looks like a painter, and they have these 2-3 cups. Oh, here's here, and you get to pick. That's what we're dealing with when we're dealing with the Israeli or the Jewish issue in Palestine. If we say it's a Jewish state, which they are, it's a Jewish state, they say you're anti-Semite. If we say it's the Zionists, they say, well, Zionism is anti-Semitism. So what do we do? What do we do? Whatever we say is going to be considered as let me just listen to this now. Let's listen to these two idiots now.
From ceasefire to anti-Zionism?
It's not. And look, I'm sure there are people embedded in that crowd that are just anti-Semites. I'm sure they are. This gives them plenty
There
of
we
cover.
go.
So to say that, there's no.
This is how the badge, how you get stopped by a police officer if you're let's say you're not higher, right? And you're speeding or you get a little trouble, the usually take out the wallet and you have you have like a small badge if you made a donation to the police department and you do it on purpose. That's what they do. Whenever they lose, whenever you catch them in a corner, whenever you tell them what you're doing is evil, what you're doing is a crime, and forget about the people who are doing it and those who are defending it. And if you call them out, then they are ready to use the anti-Semitism card right away. But it doesn't work anymore because we know we're not anti-Semite. I'm a Semite. Did you know what Semites are? Semites are the son of Sam, who happen to be in the Middle East. You know who's a Semite? I'm a Semite. Jews who were born in Palestine and were born in the Middle East as Semites. Netanyahu and all those white Jews that came from Europe are not Semites. They are East European who converted to Judaism. They have no attachment to the region. You know what we should do? We should just get together in Israel and have a DNA test. Did you know that taking a DNA test is illegal in Israel? Because they don't want their children to know the truth. Netanyahu is not a Semite. Like the law they just passed in Congress, the Anti-Semitism Act, they don't want to name what it is. Because if they named it as an anti-Semite, I will qualify. Me, Omar, because I'm an Arab American. I'm an Arab who come from Arabia.